He says,
Meaning does not exist a priori. It is order imposed by individuals with arsenals of communication devices.
meaning does not exist a priori. It is order imposed by individuals with arsenals of communication devices. The definition of priori is in a way based on theoretical deduction rather than empirical observation.
One more time?
The definition? In a way based on theoretical deduction rather than empirical observation.
Theoretical deduction.
Right. Like, for example, how they say like dark matter or dark energy exists, where you
like
can't
that.
actually see it, you haven't actually observed it empirically, but you have deduced it based off of like
Other
right.
Theories or other facts that
Exactly.
have been proven.
They went through the calculations and they say there's something missing.
Yeah.
Right. So
Okay.
yeah.
And the question again?
And he says meaning itself, like definitions, meaning does not exist a priori. Does not exist a priori. It is order imposed by individuals with arsenals of communication devices. So he's basically saying that definitions, meaning of things, is established by people who are the loudest, basically, with
That's
arsenals of communication devices.
It's true. I agree. I agree with that. I mean, let's look at YOLO. It's been a while since that one's been said, but
You only live once.
Yeah.
They just abbreviated to YOLO.
yeah, but it doesn't matter. It's just that. Yeah.
Or it's like LOL. They would say LOL, which
Yeah.
meant laugh out loud, but now people use it like they would use like or something. It's lost all definition.
Actually,
People just use it as filler.
I have a much better example. Gifts.
Gifts?
Because
presents?
No, gifts.
GIFs.
GIFs.
Right.
You know why?
Why?
Because everybody says gifts. Everybody says gifts, right?
So
But the
we say
creator
right.
is like, no, is GIFs.
Did he say GIFs? I thought he said GIFs.
No, I thought he said GIFs.
I thought he said GIFs.
No, I think he said GIFs. And then everybody was like, what the hell are you talking about? Shut the hell up.
Right.
And then I never heard from him again. So everybody else is like,
right.
GIFs. GIFs, I mean. But
Individuals with arsenals of communication devices. These communication devices in this case is like social media, basically. And people
No,
say
but
if you're saying GIF,
if
like, I guess it's GIF.
before social media was much more powerful. I mean, if some dude on the street was yelling something out, and then the Kaiser was yelling something else, I think the Kaiser would have a little bit more power.
Because more people hear him.
More people
Right,
hear him.
those are communication devices.
He has a real podium to speak.
Exactly.
He has the power to tell people to spread the word, write books on what he said, and go spread it. The dude on the street, most likely, is just, he's got that corner, and that's about it.
So that goes back to what we discussed before, the definition of terrorism. The government has the most communication devices.
Yeah,
If they want to define what terrorism is, they can.
they can. But the public also has to remain critical, I guess,
Yeah.
of what the government says, because there are a lot of people that just they go with whatever is being said.
Yeah.
That guy in power said this, so it must be true. Why would he lie? Or they don't even question it. They don't even get to why would he lie. It's
just accept it.
just
That's on face value.
accept it. Like, man, to everyone listening, I apologize for bringing this guy's name
Man,
back so many times.
it's tough to avoid.
But this morning I was watching
No. Don't say your name.
huh?
You were watching something.
I was watching something.
So, I don't know what you were about to say, but I have a feeling. Just say you're watching something.
I was watching something, and this guy was saying something, and he kept saying everybody was happy with it. Everybody said thank you. They thanked me, and I was like, I'm supposed to take your word for it? You just told everyone in the room, hey, you have to put up more money. I don't know where you're gonna get the money. I don't care where you get the money. Just get the money, pay it.
There's a fly in here.
2 flies, as a matter of
yeah.
fact. Pay the money, and yeah, if you don't, then I'm gonna leave. And then what are you gonna do? And supposedly everybody was like, you're right. We have to do more, and we will. Thank you. Thank you for bringing that to our attention. I find that difficult to believe. I mean, if I look at myself and I had a conversation with like the headmaster of my university, and he told me, hey, you're getting good grades, you're almost done with your study, but yeah, and you're working really hard. As a matter of fact, even during this podcast, I have my schoolwork open in front of me, right? You're doing a lot of work. Everything you make is intellectual property of the university. We're gonna need more money. We're gonna need more money. You're gonna have to pay us 2,000 euros more for your tuition every year. I don't know where you're gonna get that, but good luck. Do it, or else you'll be kicked out. That's just ridiculous.
That doesn't make any sense.
You know, at that point, I can either accept it and be like, oh, well, headmaster, I guess you're right. I mean, that's probably true. Or I could be like, bullshit.
Doesn't make any sense.
You know, just be critical of it. Just take a breath and think for a minute. What is this? Is what this dude saying true?
But in terms of a society, where the government, the people who are supposed to do that is the media.
But they don't.
Right, because the media are not incorruptible.
They're not incorruptible, and I mean, you can look at it any way you want. It's all business. It's all businesses.
Right. If it's a for-profit business, then there's your in to corrupt them.
Yeah.
That's what you can use to. That's what you can exploit.
Yeah. Exactly. I really wonder how this completely different thing again. But I really wonder how non-profit businesses work.
Sometimes I wonder that too. Like, how do they make money? Just by donations? Can't be that many.
I'm not sure it's donations though.
Maybe if they're big enough, they get some sort of government subsidy.
I think they do. And a non-profit doesn't mean that they don't have any income. They do have money coming in.
Otherwise they can't survive.
Yeah, but
I think it's based on how the money is used.
I think they just break even.
Right.
They have employees. They make sure all the employees get paid, but the company itself is otherwise just a collective of people. It's not an entity that has like shareholders, or the employees are kind of shareholders. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of difficult to explain what I have in my head.
I don't think they have stakeholders.
It's like a company, a regular corporation. It's like this faceless thing that's just making money, has a bank account because it's a corporation, and whatever profit they make, you know, they have an income from like products they sell, for example, and part of it goes to R&D and paying the employees and insurance and whatever they need to pay, and the rest is just profit. That goes into like a pot or a bank or whatever. And a non-profit has the same thing except for the profit part. They whatever money that they make extra, I have no clue what they do with. They donate it.
I don't know, something worth looking into. Or they use it to like further advance whatever it is they're doing.
So they're pure R&D?
Yeah, no, it depends on what actually they're doing.
Selling shoes.
Yeah, maybe selling shoes to, like, you know, people who need shoes.
You know, this is one of those...
Not selling, but, you know, probably giving.
This is one of those moments where you really miss a Jamie in, like, the Joe Rogan podcast, where Joe Rogan's like just talking.
Yeah,
and he's
no,
like, hey, Google this.
Yeah, we need a guy.
We need a guy. We need a guy. We can't be Googling everything ourselves.
That guy does a lot. I think he's like producing and clipping and rendering those videos like in real time.
I think so, because I get the feel. I don't know because I just started listening to the Joe Rogan podcast. I think he does them live.
Yeah, I've seen him go up on YouTube and like the podcast's still going.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah, the guy's working his ass off.
Jamie's amazing, man. He's doing that and smoking weed.
And putting shit on the screen and Googling shit.
My God.
The guy's working his ass off.
But, yeah, I mean, that's a different... Again, we're going off on a huge tangent,
yeah,
but
no,
I don't care. I don't care. It's interesting still, because when you look at Joe Rogan, he does a podcast every day of the week, I think.
Yeah, it's messed up. Sometimes he does 2 or 3 in one day. And, you know, but that's still a lot of work.
Release them throughout the week, but
yeah,
it's a completely different thing to, say, Tim Ferriss, another podcaster that I listen to. Because Tim Ferriss, he does a bunch in like a day or a week or something. Keeps them as simple as possible so he can edit them himself, and he tries to keep the editing to a minimum, so he gets the best microphone he can, so he doesn't have to spend time adjusting the sound levels and removing background noises or anything like that. So he tries to keep it as simple as possible, but it's like 1 podcast a week or something like that. So he does like, let's say he spends a week doing podcasts, and he records like, I don't know, 10 in 5 days. That means that he will be releasing 1 podcast for 10 weeks.
Yeah.
While he's doing something else. And Joe Rogan somehow manages to do a ton of stuff and does like a 2-3 hour podcast every single day.
Yeah.
Granted, what he's doing is not Tim Ferriss type of things, but still, it's still impressive. It's very impressive. And to get that many guests too, man.
Yeah, I know. I know, he's Joe Rogan. He's got a big ass podcast, so, you know, a lot of people would really go on.
Supposedly Elon Musk wants to join.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Elon, you're invited. You can join this podcast if you want to just practice or something. It's fine.
Alright, next.